Hey guys, it's 𝒂𝒊𝒅𝒏𝒕, and today we have a pick a card on the topic of your vampiress powers plus your dark allure. Usually when I mention vampires in readings, it has a negative connotation pertaining to an energy outside of you. But this reading will use the archetype of the female vampire to tell you more about yourself. Female vampires in myth and media represent women who have embraced their darkness, their sensuality, and their power, whether by choice or by cosmic force. This is a reading for those who have been bitten by love, by pain, by transformation, and now move through the world with a different kind of hunger. What kind of vampire are you, and how do you walk the line between being feared and being desired? If you would like to book a reading with me, the info for that is in the description box. I offer typed out readings for $30 and recorded readings for $50, which are roughly 15 to 20 minutes long. All you have to do is email me your question and your intention for getting a reading. You can also purchase a reading I've done on my channel publicly, and I can personalize it for you. Thank you to everyone who has already gotten readings. You guys are super amazing. But we have 3 piles to choose from based on the images in the thumbnail. So this will be pile 1, this will be pile 2, and this will be pile 3. And I will see you guys in your piles. Hey pile 1, we're going to get right into your reading and look into your vampiress powers plus your dark allure. If this reading resonates with you when it is over, let me know down in the comments. I'm super curious. And please like the video if you want to see more videos like this. So pile number 1, what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle the cards out on camera, talk about your dark allure, and then we're going to get 4 of these powers that I have written down to give you specific powers that you might have. Instantly, I do see pile number 1 that there is something about you people can't quite put their finger on. It could be because you're familiar, or there's this energy or essence about you that has people doing a double take, whether that's physically or energetically. It's almost as if there's a secret behind your lips, or there's something you're in on that other people aren't, and they can sense that about you. There's this mysterious quality. But tell me more about pile number 1's vampiress powers and dark allure. Thank you so much. 1 card for pile number 1. Okay. You got the red rose, hidden secrets. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Exactly. There's some kind of secret to you. And it could be that you're this vampire, or that you have some sort of esoteric knowledge that other people don't have. People can sense that you know more than you let on. You keep secrets from people, and they aren't necessarily harmful secrets, but they could be secrets. I'm hearing about your lineage, where you come from. There could be certain facts about yourself that you don't divulge to people, especially people you're not close with or just have met. But even though you're not willing to divulge that, and you engage in, small talk or pleasantries with people, they can still sense that there's something you're not saying or something you're not telling. For some of you guys, maybe there is no secret. But even if you don't have one, people still sense this on you. Something hidden. It could be hidden knowledge, but it definitely has to do with this esoteric vibe. For some of you, people can tell instantly that you're not a part of an organized religion, or that you're more spiritual. Clarify this for pile number 1, your dark allure. People are definitely drawn to you. Because you have mystery about you, it makes people want to know more. You got the tear. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. There's a sense of seriousness or grief, or let's say you're someone who's really nice and you engage in conversation even with strangers, or you're someone who always says hello or gives someone a smile when you pass them by. Even though you're doing something that is giving the energy of positive, there's this air of sadness or grief behind it. Like, even though you're smiling, there might be a pain behind your eyes. And when you are crying, or when you become open with someone and open up, it's more than just intimate. It's almost a glimpse into the underworld, something unseen. There's a darkness about you, pile number one. And no matter how much you try to smile and blend in and seem like everybody else, you stick out. Even if you give the aesthetic or the appearance of the clothes like everyone else, you still stick out energetically. If I were to look in a window at your family reunion, or you just out somewhere in a crowd full of thousands of people, you would be easy to pick out. Maybe just like a vampire, you're always cold or cold to the touch. Some of you guys could be anemic. I'm definitely seeing really pale skin here. People, who are anemic, their skin is really pale. They lack that vitamin D. So definitely, you guys, when you're out engaging with the world, you're pleasant, you're present, you're there. But there's dark academia, dark castle energy to you. You could even have like a library in your home, or really old books, or really old artifacts or items, or your dresser could be from an antique shop, something old that has carpentry and energy to it. Everything you have has energy to it. The things that you wear, the earrings, the clothes. You could wear your mom or your grandparents' old clothes that have been passed down to you. You're kind of like a walking amulet of your history, your lineage. Some of you guys, you could wear pieces or things that are from the country that your ancestors or families are from. You could have tattoos that are tribal, especially with the gem here. There is this element of, I've been here before, I will be here again. For some of you guys, I am picking up, you have had people in your family line that have lived into the hundreds, really, really old in age, which is a blessing, but it's also a curse. Kind of like a vampire, because you can see a lot in 100 years. Know a lot, see a lot of darkness. You guys could prefer when it's raining outside, or Seattle could be significant. Clarify this for pile number one, their dark allure. And vampire, their vampiness. Thank you so much. Okay. We got trust and isolation. Yeah, you guys pull back a lot. You're not the type of person to try to show off what you know, or show off that you're ahead, or show off that you have more wisdom than others. And there is this sort of mask here with the trust and isolation, where even though you appear very warm, or you say things very warmly to people, people still feel like they can't get close, that there's still something that you're hiding beneath all the layers. A secret, or something you don't want to tell people. It could have to do with your family. For some of you guys, this could be that maybe you secretly have a lot of money and you don't want to tell people, or you have a property, or something like that, where something about a castle is significant. Maybe you resonate with castles, with old world architecture, gargoyles even. This is making me feel like you might have dealt with a lot of rumors and gossip, because I'm thinking about Twilight before Bella came to town, when Edward was just going to school, and people, they knew of him and they were all intimidated by him, but they also wanted to get to know him but wouldn't take that step. Or those movies where there's this I'm not calling her old or a cat lady, but there's this witchy cat lady woman at the end of the street that everybody says is scary and all this stuff, but then you meet the cat woman and she's sweet as pie. There is this air, the air of mystery could add to like gossip and rumors, or people filling in the secret since they don't know much about you. This could even be your history. Maybe some of you guys have moved around a lot, so people don't really know exactly where you come from, or you're new in town, that sort of thing. For some of you, you could come from a family of vampires, and you guys had to move around a lot. Every time you would get caught, or someone would get close to figuring out what was going on in your family dynamic, you guys would move. Or maybe you come from a military family. So you've learned to close off, because there's no point in getting close to people if I'm going to leave anyway. And this adds to your vampire lore because people know you, but they never get the pleasure of getting to know you. And that could be very strategic on your part. That could be something that you do on purpose. So very interesting, pile number one. You definitely have this air of there's a secret in my lineage that I heavily protect, or an heirloom, or an inheritance, an energy that I protect, something sacred to you that has to do with your ancestry. Some of you guys are connecting to your roots right now and unearthing things in your family, learning about who in your line was the first to be, bitten by some kind of esoteric knowledge. You could come from a family of witches and warlocks or Wiccans, or just something that isn't what people are used to. You could be related to the people in the Salem witch trials. You are the mystery that makes people want to believe, maybe there are vampires. Maybe there are werewolves. Maybe we do live in this folklore dynamic. You are the folklore. Okay, we're going to get a few of these now. So tell me more about pile number one. Their dark allure, their vampireness, their vampiness. Thank you so much. Okay. These all fell out. You got negative event, don't worry, no damage. Of course, because this is a vampire reading. You're not just a mere mortal. I think when people come against you, you don't really have to lift a finger or do anything. It's almost like your ancestors or your spirit team. You let God handle it. You're the type of person that's like, I let God fight my battles. And this adds to your vampire lore because nothing can come against you. And look at this, relationship sanctioned by elders. You guys are highly protected by your ancestors, okay? Replenishment of health and self-confidence, guys. I don't think there is a lot of things in this deck that I wrote that are about like health replenishment. Is that not like a vampy thing? You are able to heal really quickly. If you get cuts, bruises, some of you guys, you've been in the medical system and have had recoveries that were unheard of, or that the doctors are like, we don't know how this happened. You should be dead by now. There's something where you are able to recover from things at an astronomical, crazy, miraculous thing. And it's because of your connection to something esoteric or divine in your lineage. This is literally everything that I've been saying. That is insane, guys. You are so vastly protected by something larger than a mere mortal. And that's for damn sure. And that's why people have that feeling of like, who are you? Who are you, pile number one? You are not just like everybody else. You are not, you're immortal in more ways than one. So crazy. Some of you guys, this sounds so random, but someone here could be a descendant of Genghis Khan, or like Abraham Lincoln, or some kind of, I'm hearing a chief. There's someone in your lineage that is super protected, or was a warlock, is what I'm hearing, or something like that. For some of you, it could have been like, someone in your lineage could have performed exorcisms in the past. Clarify this for pile number one. Okay, we got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, the Ace of Wands. There is this feeling of being able to hypnotize or put a gaze on people with the 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands here. I think you're able to get what you want, and not even in situations where you know someone deeply. This could be, you could attract a lot of people just giving you things or giving you exactly what you need. Since you don't often show people your sadness or seriousness, when you do, you could end up getting physical things or some kind of loyalty out of people because of it. That trust, people become very loyal to you instantly. Like you have followers or fans or people who want to follow you around. That's very vampiric if I've ever heard of it. Clarify this for pile number one. Okay, we got the Wheel of Fortune, and you always land on your feet somehow. You have some kind of access to like a spiritual bank account. The 5 of Wands. Clarify this one more. Pile number one. Okay, and the Strength. The Strength and the King of Cups. I'm not going to take the King of Cups, but this could be a male lineage. Like I said, Genghis Khan, Abraham Lincoln. Somebody is watching you, okay? Abraham Lincoln is watching your ass. Pile number one. I'm just kidding. But seriously, the strength here, some of you guys could be physically really strong. Or you're just able to heal. The strength card is a health card for me. So you're able to heal from any kind of damage so quickly. You could even have the type of thing where your tears heal. You can cry something out and suddenly you really don't feel that bad anymore. You trust some kind of invisible force, but it is something that leaves you isolated because it's not easily explained, okay? If you come from a powerful lineage of people doing all kinds of stuff that most people wouldn't believe, even if you had proof, in your mind, you could be like, well, there's like no reason to even talk about it because who could believe me anyway? For some of you guys, you could have been a part of some kind of commune or I know this isn't positive, but there's something here about a cult. You could have had a family member that ran a cult. There's a lot going on here in your lineage. And if you don't know about your history, if you're someone who maybe was adopted or you just don't know a lot about it, there is this call to learn more about your roots, your heritage, your lineage, because you'll know more about the bite, where it comes from, how this vampiric energy came into your family line in the first place. Also, what's so interesting, pile number one, is do you see these two here? I feel like in this Five of Wands, this was your ancestor. Running things, doing something, mingling with energy. And this is you doing the same thing, convincing or persuading people to be on your team. Getting allies. It's easy for you to make allies or to get people on your team. It seems here that connection or intimacy with people is always under your control. So there's something here where you do have a lot of control over situations. You are able to pull the strings in certain situations, whether that's at work or in your personal life. And it does come from the fact that people trust you because you have some kind of hidden knowledge of some sort. We're going to go in here and get like 4 of these to get specific powers that you have. So for pile number one, I'm just going to let them pop out. All right. Oh, we'll take 4 instead of 5. Okay, your first one is strength. That is so funny. We got the strength card. Vampires can overpower any mortal. I said that. This represents inner resilience. You have survived things others couldn't. You may look delicate or unassuming, but possess immense emotional, mental, or even physical strength that shocks people. Exactly. That's the energy I was picking up earlier, guys, is that you can literally go through something that would literally end other people. They would not be able to be in that energy, but you were able to take it on. This could be with something with health related. Some of you guys, this could even be like a form of cancer, or I'm hearing something about bone marrow, a transplant of some sort. That's so crazy that we got the strength and that. Okay, you also got mind reading, telepathy. Some vampires can hear thoughts or communicate mentally. You know people better than they know themselves. You may be empathetic, emotionally intelligent, or just impossible to deceive. So yeah, you do have a high intuition. That's what I was talking about earlier, where you can get people on your side or you're able to persuade people easily. But this is a skill that you don't use all the time because you aren't close with a lot of people. But you know how to be close to people if you wanted to. You know how to make friends if you wanted to. You know how to get a lover if you wanted to. So there's something here where things are really in your control, especially when it comes to connections and intimacy. So we did pick up on that earlier. You also got shadow walking, living in the dark. Vampires thrive in darkness. Some can disappear into shadows. You're comfortable in the unknown and mystery in your own depths. You might be someone who embraces your shadow rather than fear them. So there is that isolation. I'm seeing the Hermit card. You don't mind being by yourself. You don't mind doing things alone. But you do know that sometimes you do need to use people for certain things. So I'm not saying that you use people, but what I'm saying is you do know the importance of having certain connections in your life, especially for mental health and things like that. But when it comes down to it, you prefer to be alone. You prefer to be in your gothic tower, in your little castle with your gargoyles, in your library, doing your own thing. And that's part of the secret that people want in on. They want your time. They're like, man, pile number one is really cool and mysterious. People want to hang out with you, but they don't know how to get to you, is what I'm seeing here, okay? And you choose that. There's something here where you choose when you want to connect with people and when you want to be alone. Okay, and your last one is eternal youth and beauty. Vampires never age, always appearing youthful and striking. You have timeless charm, whether through physical beauty, style, or just a vibe that transcends trends. People see you as ethereal, otherworldly, or unexplainably enchanting. Yeah, people are super drawn to you. It could be because some of you guys, when we were talking about lineages and stuff, you could have a face that is very classic or otherworldly, or there's something about your features that feel familiar but yet new and different. I wanted to say strange, but I didn't know how you guys would take that. To me, things that are strange are really beautiful. So when I say strange, I do not mean that in a bad way. I'm thinking about, you know, certain actresses and singers and stuff, how they have just unconventional looks, but at the same time, they would look amazing in a period piece or dressed in clothes from the 1700s. There's something here where you would look really good in a frilly suit or some kind of vampire aesthetic, frilly cuffs, you know what I mean? Things like that. Now I'm thinking of, you know, like Jacqueline Kennedy and the Kennedys, and they were this emblem of style. Your lineage really lives through you, the way you look, the way that you, just your energy, pile number one, and people can sense this, and it makes them really drawn to you. It makes them want to do things for you or be on your side or hear your side of the story. You're definitely able to pull people and persuade them to believe the things you believe or to agree with something or even to say yes to you. You have a pull over people. I think certain things that have gone in your favor have been remarkable or crazy, or things have happened in your life that just magically fixed itself without you having to do much. But it wasn't really magically. It was some kind of tie to the elders or your ancestors or a divine, you know, consciousness. You're super vampy in that old world way that we all know and love. But that is your reading, pile number one, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile two, we're going to get right into your reading and check out your Vampiress powers plus your dark allure. If this reading resonates with you, oh my gosh, my right ear is ringing. If this reading resonates with you when the reading is over, let me know down in the comments what the is going on, pile number two. And please like this video if you want to see more readings like this. Pile number two, there is a disruption. Okay, I think your vampire energy is heavily, I almost feel like crushed or just like overpowered suddenly. What I wanted to say, I had to say my spiel first, but what I'm really feeling here, there was an emphasis on your voice. Before your energy, I kept singing. I kept being like, pile number two. You know what I mean? I kept singing. And there's something here about your voice. I think people, they hear your voice even when you're not around. It's in their head and it calls to them. It's like, come to me, come to me, come to pile number two. You know, and people are like, I feel like I want to call pile number two, or I feel like I want to hang out. There's something here where you kind of take over people's energy. You would definitely be the vampire to turn other people into vampires, okay? And then they would be your underlings, and then whenever you needed them, they would be indebted to you, and you would call on them, and you'd have a bunch of little vampire babies running around. There's something here where people are easily in your hands. But I don't know, in my head, I keep seeing like pile number two. Ooh, pile number two, someone, it's not even someone, it's everyone. You're really able to control people like minions, or there could be people who mimic you and your energy and will literally do whatever you say. Clarify this for pile number two. Tell me more about their vampire lore and their dark allure and their powers. Thank you so much. Okay, you got the trumpet Ganeshan. Wow, that was like a little red string. Something here about red strings of fate or threads. Okay, you got power and healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. With the trumpet here, for some reason, I'm thinking of the term strumpet, or wasn't that the old Victorian or something way people would call people a slur? You know what I mean? Someone here you could have been called a strumpet, or there's something here where people think that you might dress too young for your age, or, you know, maybe you're a little top heavy and you show off some cleavage and people are like, it's so distasteful. Or I'm just seeing a lot of people turning their nose up at you but still watching what you're doing. You're someone who does whatever the heck they want. And I think it bothers people. But there's power in it and healing. You have a big thing with like self-authority or confidence or being yourself even when people don't like it. That you're even more of yourself. There's something here where people, they've even tried to belittle you or crush you, but you end up crushing them. I do feel drawn to read this flower out of the book. It says the Ganeshan flower takes its name from Ganesha, the king of Illyria. According to legend, Hungary was suffering from the ravages of a long, devastating plague. In desperation, the king shot an arrow into the air, hoping it would guide him to a cure for his ailing subjects. The arrow landed in the heart of the Ganeshan plant, which did indeed provide a cure for the plague. Whoa. Today, the Ganeshan plant, which grows in alpine mountain areas, is still valued for its medicinal properties as well as its attractiveness. It takes several years for the plants to reach maturity. Thus, the small but sturdy flower is associated with the extended process of healing. Inspirational message. In your desire to heal and grow, summon your strength, not through will, but in patient acceptance of the process that is required to bring in true recovery. Wow, pile number 2. I just got such a clear vision, okay? This is real cinematic. I'm getting real cinematic with you here. You are the vampire that everybody in the town knows. They're like, you are a vampire. You are going to kill us all. So we need to get rid of you before we turn into you. There's something here where because you're different from everyone else, they want to attack you. But you always heal from this. You don't really take any damage. It's almost like you could have been drawn to pile number 1, but I feel like you have a mob after you, or maybe you get attacked by groups or in group chats. That it's like people, they want to put the stake in the heart. They want to get rid of the virus, okay? Because he was trying to find a cure for the plague. They want to cure you of your vampirism. So there is something here where you are the plague to some people. What is this, pile number 2? But in the beginning, there was something so seductive and that singing. Some of you guys, you have a beautiful voice, almost like a siren or something. And, you know, it's like people can register that you're different, that you do have bite marks. And they get personally attacked by this for some reason. They feel like they need to weed it out instead of just realizing, well, maybe we could just live with the vampires and leave them alone. And we can all just kind of intertwine and figure it out. They want it to just be humans only, mortals only. This is so random, but for some of you, someone could have told you you need to go back where you came from, that sort of thing. It is giving prejudice because of who you are, because you are a vampire. But it doesn't bother you, and that's what really bothers people, is that it doesn't get to you. That you aren't a part of the in crowd, or you aren't a part of the group, or that you don't want to be into their secret club. You have your own secret club. You're a freaking vampire, like, you know what I mean? I just heard a bunch of muggles. Who wants to go hang out with a bunch of muggles? You know what I mean? I have sage burning over here, and it's been burning. So there's a lot of, I'm seeing people with literally, you know those old vampire kits? Maybe I'll insert a picture. It's just like a box with a Bible and holy water and a wooden stake. And people might try to come with you with, like, biblical scriptures thrown at you like a curse. You know what I mean? Trying to exorcise the demons out of you. But you don't really have demons. You just don't care to live like other people. Here's what I'm seeing here. Clarify this for pile number 2. Tell me more about their vampy lore and their dark allure. Thank you so much. Whoa. Jeez. That was a chunk of cards. Okay, we got the stone. Yeah. You're like, what did I just hear? I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say rubs off me and sticks back to you or something like that. You're someone who, it never hits the way people think. Even if they insult you, if they try to attack you, you're like stone. You know, stone is only shaped by water, and it takes like thousands of years to shape a stone with water. You're someone who is so resolute in who you are. You're not often moved by public opinion or mainstream ideas. And this really bothers people. For some of you, this could even be holistically with the healing here. You don't follow traditional medicine, and this could bother some people too. You're just cut from a different cloth. You're a freaking vampire, baby. That's what it is. In the context of this reading, you're different. You are the odd one out, but you kind of like that. You don't want to be like everybody else, especially these people that, Even though they don't want you to be a part of their club, they're mad that you don't want to fight to be in it. If you guys hear some noise in the background, that is my coffee machine. But anyway, pile number 2, I do see that the people that do get you and love you and appreciate your energy, you are like a lucky gem to them. I'm thinking of when you find a rock or a stone or something of value on a walk or a hike, and now it becomes your good luck charm, and that's who you are. Once people get past the rumors and gossip and all the things that people have said, I'm hearing a harlot, a hooligan, all the things people say about you, they actually find out you're really cool and nothing or not as scary as everybody else made you seem. It's very powerful the way that you have people talking about you. I don't know. That's your vampire energy for sure. You got the mob after you right now. Clarify this for pile number 2. Tell me more about their vampy energy. Oh gosh, yeah, look at that. Disruption. I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, and consciousness. Yeah, people are so mad about your consciousness or the fact that you don't want to play to their rules. For some of you, you could have left a church and been like, this isn't my vibe, I'm gonna leave, and left cordially, but people are still in your business and are like, no, even though you're not a part of our group, we still want to control your mind or the way that you think. People think it's dangerous the way that you think, okay? It's dangerous how you have your own thoughts away from other people. There are a lot of people that are attacking you because they feel like you are going to persuade others into a different direction, or that the things you say are actually really dangerous and powerful and they make sense. So they don't want people to hear what you have to say because then they will turn away from... There's someone here who's a ringleader who doesn't want you in because you aren't a sheep or you're someone who asks questions. For some of you, you could have been kicked out of a church for asking questions or kicked out of a group for being like, why are we doing this? Or questioning a certain leader. This could be a job for some of you. But it's almost like you being the vampire, like metaphorically, you being the vampire is a challenge in itself because it challenges the fact that there aren't just humans. There's more to life. I'm hearing there's more to you. There's someone here, people here that have an inflated sense of ego. This is the type of people that, would believe that they revolve around the sun or that human beings are the only organisms in the entire universe. It's giving that kind of energy. And you, by your lifestyle, your body language, who you are, what you embody, challenge that. People find that to be dangerous. They think it's dangerous. That you can challenge authority. That you're different from others. That you don't follow everything else. I'm hearing that song from Pink Floyd, All in All, you're just another brick in the wall. Like, you can see how things are broken in society, in certain structures, in certain groups, and you don't buy into it, and it makes you incredibly powerful and dangerous. That's your vampire energy, is that you're different than the rest. Clarify this for pile number 2. Okay, you got a difficult situation, necessary preparations before executing task, and illusions come to reality. Yeah, these people, I think they resonate with illusions. And this has been an incredibly difficult situation for you, pile number 2. Having to come through all this gossip and people trying to tear down your reputation when all you've wanted to do is focus on yourself and your own healing, your own consciousness. Your resilience is incredible, how you have managed to be like a stone as people have actively tried to stone you. I'm hearing that thing like the speck in their eye. They feel the need to judge you so harshly because you don't subscribe to the dogma and judge others through that. I'm seeing like a literal mob, like people with pitchforks and stakes outside of your window, trying to coax you out of your sanctuary, trying to cause disruptions in your consciousness. For some of you, it's all because you even have consciousness in the first place. But I do see that you're being prepared for something. This is almost giving you learning more about your vampire strengths or your powers, or learning more about... I'm hearing training. There's some kind of vampiric training you're going through right now. Okay, for some of you guys, it's because you're coming against this mob so that when you reach a certain position, you'll know how to handle something. There's something here that you're being prepared for. Clarify this for pile number 2. They're vampire lore and dark allure. Thank you so much. Okay, we got the 10 of Pentacles. The Hermit. Yeah, a lot of you guys, you just stay home or you're trying to move away from this place. The Hierophant, wow. That's crazy. But you're connected to something and people can feel this. You challenge authority or traditions in some kind of way with the Hierophant here. The 7 of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Wow. And I'm hearing you're right in the end. Not to like gas you up, but there's something here that people are upset that you're right about or that came to pass. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know the King of Pentacles to me, it's sky daddy energy, okay? I see the King of Pentacles as God, the divine sometimes, you know, someone giving, charitable. The King of Pentacles is the archetype of like the perfect father who's always there and giving and plays that positive father figure role. You are connected to something. You are protected by something. And your direct connection to this causes disruptions in this waking life. It causes difficult situations, but it also prepares you for some kind of legacy or wealth. Your isolation has been preparing you for either a dream or some kind of level of consciousness where you will be able to walk through it easier because you've been through this. And I've avoided saying this word the whole reading because I don't know. YouTube has all kinds of stuff, but it's giving like LYNCH mob. Okay, I don't know if there's a trigger warning or anything for everyone, but I keep hearing that word, like a literal mob of people. I mean, look at the 7 of Wands. This is you. People are trying to corner you because you have different ideas, because you bring something different to the table. For some of you, this could be in a career or a family dynamic where you do something differently. You break traditions. You make your own traditions, and people feel personally challenged by that. So you do have super vampire energy in the fact that you aren't like other people. You aren't like the other mortals, and they do not like you for it. For some of you, this could even be in the form of people not wanting you to have kids and stuff, or to continue your lineage because of certain genes that you have, that vampire gene, you know? This could even be metaphorically like a form of intelligence or smarts that people don't want to be passed down through your DNA. For some of you, there is, with the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, something here with wealth. It's making me think, you know, vampire lives forever. Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years, okay? Have you ever heard of a broke vampire? I mean, imagine being alive for eons and still being broke. That would be crazy. So what I'm trying to say is there is no broke vampire. Vampires usually have lots of money. So for some of you, even if you don't physically have lots of money, you have lots of money in a spiritual bank account somewhere that you need to access by either changing the way you view money, like your blueprint, how your parents taught you to use money, changing financial habits. You are linked to some kind of wealth, and that could be spiritual wealth. So this could be another part of your vampire energy, is that wealth atmosphere, but you don't show it off with the Hermit and the Hierophant here. You just have the air of wealth. You have wealthy energy without projecting, you know, I'm a wealthy person. Maybe you don't buy a lot of brand names or anything like that, or you're not into really expensive things. Maybe you've lived in the same apartment for 10 or 15 years, you know what I mean? But you have this energy where people can sense that you have a little bit more than you show off. But we're going to get 4 of these for your powers, specifically some powers that you have. I'm just going to kind of let them pop out. Okay, so pile number 2. Okay, this one kind of wants to come out. Okay, and this one for sure. All right. I get some specific powers. There's something about my eye here with this reading. My eye has been incredibly itchy, my right eye. Someone tell me what that means. Okay, you got immortality, the ability to endure, adapt, never truly break. Timeless allure. Energy lingers after you leave the room. Wisdom beyond years. Main character presence makes you unforgettable. Yes, you're super unforgettable. And I think that's why you might attract a lot of people who kind of don't like this, because you steal attention. You steal attention from others without having to try to steal attention. You're just different. You know what I mean? I mean, when you think about a vampire in movies and media and things, when they walk in the room, people know something about them, but they don't exactly know what it is. And not only that, but nothing gets to you. No matter what people say about you, no matter how many people come against you, spread gossip and rumors, try to get in your head or get in your ear, it doesn't quite work the way it would work on other people. People can't break you down. Okay, you got heightened senses. Vampires can hear heartbeats, smell blood, and see in the dark. You are deeply intuitive. You can sense energy shifts, see through lies, and feel emotions intensely. This could also represent being highly sensitive to beauty, art, and music. Okay, so for some of you guys, you have the divine inspiration flow. So if you do any kind of creative endeavor or art, it's directly coming from divine energy with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles here. You are like channeling from angels or something like that. Maybe that's something that you do. You can see people's shadows right off the bat. What other people can't see or what's hidden to other people in terms of energy, you can see right away. So this is definitely one of your powers. Especially with the consciousness here and the stone. You've seen it all. Okay, we got speed and agility. Vampires move faster than the human eye can see. You are always one step ahead. You think fast, adapt quick, and outmaneuver competition. You might be someone who always lands on your feet no matter what. So you're definitely divinely protected. Because of your direct connection to the divine angels and whoever you believe in, you're able to perceive difficult situations or be prepared for difficult situations before they hit people. So you could sense danger. And your last one is blood memory, absorbing knowledge. Some vampires gain memories or abilities from those they feed on. You soak up knowledge and experiences deeply. You may learn quickly, be naturally gifted, or have an uncanny way of understanding things beyond your own experiences. So yeah, again with the quickness, maybe some of you guys are physically fast. Maybe you used to run track or you run a lot. And we did get that blood energy. So some of you guys could donate blood. I know that sounds really random. Or maybe you are a, what is it called? Is it a phlebotomist? Like people who draw blood. You could be someone who likes people's veins or compliment other people's veins. This is also why you don't fall into groups with the absorbing knowledge here. You look into what people tell you. You don't just take things at face value. You're into listening to different opinions, but whatever someone tells you, you do your own research. And that makes you incredibly informed on your decisions. Because there's just this huge theme here where, you know, most people, they just follow the group and you refuse to do that. And that's your vampire energy. That's your dark allure, is that you don't follow the group. You make your own group. But that is your reading, pile number 2, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3, we're going to get right into your reading and check out your Vampiress powers plus your dark allure. If this reading resonates with you when it is over, let me know down in the comments. I'm super curious. And please like this video if you want to see more videos like this. I am feeling this energy, pile number 3, of your vampire lore is that you were bitten. Someone bit you, okay, and turned you. So there could have been someone that kind of like corrupted you in some kind of way, whether that's your mentality or, you know, put you on to some kind of spirituality or conspiracy theory that broke your world. There's just this energy of somebody biting you and you having to deal with the bite. However that resonates for you, okay? We're going to get into it, though. Tell me about pile number 3's vampire lore, okay? Tell me their vampire experience. Thank you so much. Their dark allure. Okay, you got the iris. Rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Why am I getting such a gentle energy from you, pile number 3? You are, I'm seeing, have you guys ever seen Interview with the Vampire when Kirsten Dunst is a vampire, but she's stuck as a 9-year-old girl? And not to say that you're stuck as a child, but maybe you do have this eternal youth about you, or there's something where you're really gentle and innocent. but you've been bitten by something dark. And maybe you've buried this with a lot of positivity in the past, or maybe you're just a positive person in general despite what you've been through. But you're so gentle and pure and innocent, and I do feel like someone corrupted this. For some of you, this could have even been sort of like a heartbreak or something that really took a bite out of you. We're going to read this out of the book, The Iris. And it says, the stately flower borrowed its name from Iris, the Greek goddess of the rainbow. It was her duty to transport the souls of departed women to the Elysian fields. In the language of flowers, Iris came to mean messages, since its namesake carried messages along the rainbow between the realms of the mortals and the gods. The majestic iris flower inspired the French fleur de lis motif, with the 3 petals symbolizing faith, wisdom, and valor. Keep your eyes open to the wisdom of the universe, and you will receive clear signs and messages that guide you on your path. Wow. I'm feeling heavy reincarnation energy here. I'm also feeling this haunted energy of you searching for someone or a particular energy through lifetimes. There's someone that you are connected to in a past life, and I don't even know, for some of you haven't even met this person in this life, but you've been searching for them in like every lifetime. And this could come in the form of you always feeling like something is missing, but you don't know what it is. It's this energy. Since we're doing vampires, you are the vampire where you had a love, and maybe this is the person who bit you, or maybe it was someone you fell for after you were bitten. And in some way you outlived this person. Maybe in a past life you outlived them. And since this person has been gone, you have searched for them through eons, trying to find their energy again. That's the only way that I can describe this, really. Getting messages, looking at the rainbow, seeing symbols of this energy, or being connected to something. Like I said, for some of you haven't met this person, or you don't know who this is. It's just this feeling of, I'm searching for this person or this energy. That is so interesting, pile number 3. Clarify this. Tell me more about their vampire lore. You're definitely connected to someone. There could be a love triangle or something that you're a part of, or you could feel connected to that. You got the mother. Yeah, really gentle, divine, feminine energy. Regardless of your gender, this is very gentle, divine, feminine. But, you know, in this vampire theme, it's very much dark feminine energy. It's this sweet, beautiful pureness that you have, but then being forced to be a vampire, being forced to live with some kind of darkness or some kind of emptiness, a void. And I'm not saying that you're destined to live that way. That's not what I'm saying. But this is a part of your dark allure, is that your dark feminine energy is wrapped in this like sweet iris, motherly, rainbow beauty. For some of you, you could look really young for your age. Vampires look very young. They don't age. You could look super young for your age. But there's still this wisdom about you. The letter I could be significant. Because the iris, and I know that's the number 1, but something with the I. This is so interesting, pile number 3. You're like a waltz in an empty ballroom on a starry night. There's something about you that's so hauntingly beautiful and tragic. There's something about you that has this inherent tragedy that vampires have. Like the story of how you turned, or the story of how you got your heart broken, or the story of how you lost someone that you've been searching for. It's haunting. I'm hearing like literal like waltz music or dreamy fairy tale type music. It's now I just heard of like Rapunzel in the tower. It has this energy of, verify this for pile number 3. Tell me more about their allure. People are attracted to your innocence, but then they find out that you do have a bite. And that's this air of the haunting beauty. You could have really big eyes, mystery. That's what I'm saying. It's like sweet energy. And then people find out that you have the fangs. Okay? Success, ghost, stop, intuition. Whoa. That's that haunting energy. You give people chills. And you're the type of vampire where you have people begging to be turned. They want to spend eternal life with you. Now I'm thinking of 𝒐𝒏𝒍𝒍. How a majority of that story, she's debating if she should live forever and they should be together. But he explains to her, like, no, you should live a mortal life. You should experience the whole experience of life through death. Because I am never going to get to. You know, that's like this tragedy about it. It's like you perceive something bigger and you don't always say it. And this is why you give people love, because of your perception of something bigger or darker in the world, in the universe. Anxiety, wow. A lot of yellow here, something with the solar plexus. You have been hurt before, you have been betrayed. For some of you, this could be like 𝒔𝒊𝒅𝒏𝒕 betrayal. And that's that bite. That's the mystery. You're someone who, when you're staring off thinking about something, people could tell that it's something deep. People could even ask you, what are you thinking about right now? Or what's going on in your head? But you have so much behind the appearance of this like sweet, innocent, beautiful feminine. There's some kind of story here that is linked to who you are. For some of you, you feel incomplete without this energy that you've been searching for. It could have been someone that you were married to in a past life, or there's just this energy of a divine connection with the two pillars here, and feeling this weight or anxiety without this person. And I'm not the type of person to be like, you know, I don't really believe in the other half, because you're a whole person, you're not a half. But at the same time, there is this feeling of a past life tie that you still feel in this life, even if you haven't met the energy that is attached to that past life yet. There is this feeling or anxiety of searching for some kind of counterpart. You could dream of this person or dream of this past life. For some of you, I'm hearing this story of you being married off to, you know, some kind of royalty, but being in love with your knight or your concubine or something like that. That's very interesting. So there's something here heavy about past lives. Clarify this for pile number 3. Tell me more about their dark allure and their vampy vibes. Thank you so much. Clarify this for pile number 3. Thank you so much. You got someone talks too much about themselves, not dependable but good at certain things. That's very specific. Unwavering obedience. Clarify this. Yeah, you're obedient to the energy that you're searching for, but also indecisive because you feel something that you can't physically explain or prove, okay? You also got music helps. So you could be connecting to this energy through music. For some of you, you have met this person. Your path is really mysterious, pile number 3. Okay, you got intuition here at the bottom of the deck. You are following some kind of thread or fate. You're following divine guidance, but you also don't know where it's leading you. And this ties into your vampire lore or your dark allure because you have unwavering faith. You're obedient to something that you can't see, like God, the divine spirit, something that you can't physically prove. It's the same reason why we all, you know, believe in Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster, and people have sightings of aliens. It's this feeling of, I can feel that something is real, but I might not have the energy or the physicality to prove it. Or, well, you do have the energy to prove it, but that's the energy you feel linked to. You're very obedient to this energy, but you're also indecisive because there could be things in reality that conflict with your intuition or how you feel. I'm also seeing here too, when I was picking up on that king energy, some of you guys are in some kind of triangle, and I'm not saying that, like, you could feel connected to an energy that you haven't even met yet or something, but you're with an energy that does talk about themselves too much, or does give off this corrupted king or queen energy, or has this feeling of practicality, but it's the opposite of what your intuition or your spirituality is guiding you towards. It's the opposite of the energy that you feel, and this is where some kind of anxiety is coming from. Because you're linked to a past life. There's some kind of past life contract that isn't finished. And it could come from, I'm hearing the person who bit you, where the bite originated from, or where, this story of how it all took place that has been haunting you for years or eons or something. This is very up in the clouds. I don't even know if this will make a lot of sense, but your path has been an utter mystery, pile number 3. Even to yourself, even though you're following divine guidance and being obedient, it could be really hard for you because you don't really know why. This is the energy of, maybe some of you guys are mediums or psychics and you don't really know why you have been bitten with these sort of powers. Why you're a vampire in the first place. Because it does make things a little bit difficult, but you are obedient to the fact that you have been given divine gifts for a reason. Clarify this for pile number 3. Okay. Okay, we got the 9 of Swords. There's that anxiety. Yeah, some of you guys do suffer from some anxiety. Maybe this is that sunlight energy. You don't really like the sunlight. You prefer the nightlife. Maybe you're a night owl. Okay, you got the High Priestess right under the mystery. Yes. Justice. Wow. And the Empress. Seriously, the mother is the Empress. You got the Empress twice with the High Priestess. There's some kind of divine justice coming in from a past life. Or is actively in your life right now. And you're feeling this anxiety because you're correct. If you've been feeling like you're connected to an energy in a past life that ended in a tragic fate. Like something coming between two lovers. You might meet this lover. You know what I mean? Or you might be with this lover now. Like you could be married to this person in this life that you had some kind of crazy fate with in a past life. And you guys being together is correcting that. Wow, the Empress, the Justice, the High Priestess, and the Mother. This is insane. You're literally feeling karmic justice. And this has to do with how you turned into a vampire in the first place, okay? You've been incredibly defensive of yourself or certain energies because of something that you couldn't prove, because of some kind of divine guidance. But I'm here to tell you that your intuition has been right. You are connected to something with the owl and the mystery here. You are getting messages. And for some of you, you're getting messages from a soulmate from like lifetimes ago, or you're connected to someone, okay? And you're being asked to have strength, to have patience and strength, okay? And to release the burdens of like this king or queen or this energy of practicality. I'm not saying, okay, please take this with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? But there's something here about the fact that you can feel the energy, but it does conflict with reality in some kind of way. So in some cases, you might be leaning toward practicality or leaning into disguising yourself as a normal person and living that way forever instead of searching for other vampires like you and living in a place where you don't have to hide that you're a vampire, that you can just be yourself, that you can be this High Priestess Empress energy. And there is something here too with the Mother and the Empress about people being obedient to you. You having unwavering obedience from people. I'm thinking of Knight energy or having a court of people who would defend you to the death. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but that's what it's feeling like. You're realizing some kind of power through the divine messages that you're getting. But the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and the anxiety, that's all anxiety. There's something here where your anxiety, it's energy from a past life that was never resolved, that you've been trying to resolve for lifetimes. Some kind of karmic bite that is fixing with the Justice here. There are similar situations playing out in your life right now that are related to a past life. We're going to go into these. These are specific powers. You have the last 4 out of all the groups, so we're just going to take those. Very interesting, pile number 1. Lots of past life energy here. You have a lot of vampire lore. Okay, there's something here about not hiding that you're a vampire anymore. And just wearing your weirdness or something like that, like your authenticity. Okay, so you got hypnotic allure, mesmerism. Vampires can hypnotize or compel others to do their bidding. I literally said that. Undeniable magnetism. People are drawn to you even if they don't understand why. You have a voice, gaze, or presence that commands attention. So there is a lot of royalty energy here. There could be people in this life right now that are very dedicated and loyal to you who were a part of some kind of court in your past life or was your knight in shining armor. But with the High Priestess and the Empress energy here, you do have a haunting beauty. You have beautiful hair, the way that your outfits drape off of your body. You could dress a little bit out of the decade or completely different than the trends, but it fits your overall aesthetic. You're literally hauntingly beautiful. I'm thinking of like the Corpse Bride or something like that. People would literally do whatever you say. You also got creating thralls, influence over others. Influence, again, vampires can turn people into devoted followers. You naturally attract admirers, even silent ones. People watch you, mimic you, obsess over you, even if they don't admit it. Yeah, people really, they do get obsessed with you and do want to be a part of your world, but because you feel this lack of energy, you don't always lend yourself to other people. Especially in romantic situations, I think that some of you guys might be holding out for some kind of specific feeling of when you meet a person, or I'm feeling like a specific feeling that you're looking for. But you do have a lot of love offers in the meantime, or a lot of things that want to take your attention away from this divine path that you feel called to. You also got shape-shifting. Vampires can transform into bats, mist, or even other people. You are a chameleon, able to blend into any social group, aesthetic, or role. You are someone who wears many masks, constantly evolving. That's the energy I was talking about earlier, where you're able to blend in to the people and situations around you, so they don't really know who you are at your core or your story. Some sort of camouflage or disguise so people don't see that you're actually a vampire, you know? But even if you don't say it, people can tell. This really is, with the Empress and the High Priestess, the energy from earlier of you having this perfect paradox of light divine feminine and dark divine feminine within you. Very much royalty energy, okay? You're like a princess or a queen who was bitten by a vampire and now living eons waiting to claim their throne, king or queen, whoever you are, okay? You also got healing and regeneration. Vampires recover quickly from wounds. You are a survivor. No matter how many times you've been hurt, you rise again stronger. You may have emotional wounds, but they heal beautifully, leaving behind scars that tell a story. So this is definitely that karmic energy of something following you and trying to shift the timeline, or trying to, you know, these things playing out over lifetimes. But with the Justice card here, it's not going to play out like that this time. There's some kind of knowledge you've gained of your path, or some kind of healing work that you've done within yourself. Even you just listening to the divine God, whoever you believe in, and taking in those messages and being obedient to that has put you in a different trajectory where you're on the path to justice. Karmic wrongs will be righted, and this is almost giving a cure. You're on your way to the cure where you can be immortal again, or you can come back and reunite with that energy. Some kind of timeline is being corrected. The music is connecting you to this energy that you've been feeling. And this anxiety, you're being asked to take this as a message of brighter days to come. Your spirit is getting excited because something is being corrected that should have been corrected lifetimes ago. But that is your reading pile number 3, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.